everybody, and welcome to the Blu Ray Hunter. I'm the Blu Ray Hunter, Jonathan Moody, and I'm here with my co-host
Wale
or-
Presenza, otherwise known as the Moo Cow.
and my other co-host.
John Ward, otherwise known as the Holy Cow.
I'm not. Well, I guess I'm AKA the Blu Ray Hunter, but I don't have a cow name, which I'm fine with. I'm okay with.
You could
I
be
think
Betsy,
You're
old
Jonathan
Betsy.
Moody.
that's right. I do
Moody.
that sometimes for Paul. Whenever I say I'm co-host Jonathan Moody, your co-host.
There you
So
go. See,
makes him
yeah,
happy.
now we all
So
have
I do. We
names.
all have them. All right. So we're gonna do. I guess we didn't even decide like how do we do it? Do we do 5, 5, and 5, or do we do just 10, 10, and 10?
Whatever you want.
Let's do 10, 10, and 10. So it's kind of like how we do. Indie Film Cafe also has a haul. This is gonna be the last of this period for a while. What we're gonna do is we're gonna have next month have it just be Indie Film Cafe, and it'll be 5 and 20
Well, I can tell you
movies.
my 10 Blu-rays are divided into 5 really good movies and 5 stinkers or would-be stinkers.
Yeah, I don't have that. All mine are Criterion for my Blu-rays because I have like 10 4Ks and 10 Blu-rays of so I'm just like,
Ooh, Mr.
let me.
Fancy Pants.
Mr.
Well,
Fancy
I
Pants.
did go a little overboard on it, so I'm very happy. But all right, let's get into it. I'll do my first 10, then Paul will do his 10, and then John will do his 10, and then we'll be done. So very
Since
simple.
I'm last, these better be exciting.
Oh
We'll
yeah.
see. Oh, you've seen all the ones I've shown though, so you may be bored, I guess.
I have
But
a I
seen
have a
them.
good mix, I think.
And Paul hasn't seen all of them. I don't even think Paul has seen many of them. So here we go. I'm gonna do my 4Ks first. So here are my 4Ks. First up is Repo Man on 4K.
Yay. Great
Great
movie.
movie,
Alex
produced by Michael
Cox.
Nesmith.
Yeah, and directed by
More
Alex.
importantly, produced by Michael Nesmith. So
This next
more
one is
importantly.
definitely something John will enjoy. It's something that we're planning on doing a review for at some point. That is Mother.
Love
Mm.
Mother. My
Yeah,
favorite Albert Brooks movie.
his favorite, and it's on 4K, which is interesting. I hope it's beautiful. I haven't seen it yet. I haven't watched it yet, but we'll see. Next is a movie I couldn't wait to own, and I'm glad I do. And it's a Terry Gilliam movie. It's Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Good movie.
So,
Fun.
yeah.
Weird.
I was
Th-
on the set for that actually.
Wow.
Were you?
Yeah,
Nice.
it was shot in LA at the Ambassador Hotel where Kennedy was shot. And I was working on Jane Austen's Mafia by the Zucker brothers. And so I went to find the kitchen where Kennedy was assassinated, but I couldn't find it. And but yeah, there was the set that so yeah.
It's so funny that you say that because it's Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas where you live now. But back then you were living in LA where they were filming a movie about Vegas.
Yes.
So it's kind of ironic, who
There
knew?
totally should be a restaurant in Vegas called Fear and Loathing.
Yeah, and then you can say, oh, where's Fear and Loathing? It's in Las Vegas.
There
All
you
right.
go.
Next is a movie I showed John. I never seen it before, but I heard really, really good things. So I can't wait to watch it. It's called The Long Good Friday.
Good film.
Yeah.
Bob
I've heard of
Hoskins.
it.
Yeah. Good film.
Yeah,
You
I
never
love
heard of
Bob
it?
Hoskins.
You never heard of it?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, I've heard of it. I just haven't
Oh,
seen it.
oh, you haven't seen it. Okay, I thought you said you hadn't heard of it.
Mm-mm.
And the
No,
last,
I'm a big Bob Hoskins fan, so I followed just about everything he's done.
so the last 4K ones that I've done that I got are a like a box set of like three movies, and they are the Greg Araki totally F what was it, the Apocalypse trilogy. And it includes Totally Effed Up, the Doom Generation, and Nowhere. And I watched Nowhere for the first time. I've seen Doom Generation, haven't seen Totally Effed Up, but I have seen Nowhere now, and I really liked Nowhere. It was weird, like I thought it would be,
It's interesting. The only one of that group I've seen is Doom Generation, and for some reason, I wanted to like it more. I just didn't as much.
I actually really liked it when I saw it, and I can't wait to rewatch it. I'm planning to watch all these movies like every month,
I should
now.
probably rewatch it. It's been a while since I've seen it.
Yeah,
Probably when it came out.
maybe your stuff's changed. Maybe your thoughts have changed.
I
or
have not
whatever.
seen one of them.
I just think at the time it reminded me too much of other movies that had already been done in that vein.
All right, so here are my Blu-rays, and I'm really excited about that. So the first one up, I just watched for the first time is The Awful Truth with Cary Grant and Irene Dunn, and that was excellent. It's really funny because one of the special features is a radio adaptation of it, like a play adaptation on the radio, for starring Cary Grant and Claudette Colbert, who would have probably been more likely the star of this. I'm surprised she wasn't, but this was like I think it's in 1939, so a couple years after, right? Like, yeah, two
That was the
years
awful
after.
truth that she wasn't the star.
Yeah, it was pretty. It was pretty cool. I like Irene Dunn though; she was really good. And then next is a movie that I bet Paul will enjoy me getting. I don't know if John will care or not, but it is Election.
Yeah, I like
Hey, election's
Election.
great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know Paul loves Alexander Payne, and that is like the quirkiest movie of his, I think. Like even
Yeah,
Sideways is a little bit more normal, That movie's a little bit.
Sideways is my favorite film by him, and it's in my top
it's
five for one of my all-time favorite
it's a
It's
great
a great one.
films.
film, but Election's pretty good too.
Election is high up there, but it's not like yeah, Sideways is his best film so far. Hopefully maybe he makes another one that's better. Another movie I couldn't wait to own once I saw like what it was about is Asphalt Jungle.
Oh yeah,
Like
that's a classic.
I did not buy this from Barnes and Noble because my Barnes and Noble didn't have it. And so I got it on Amazon. So if you go on Amazon, you can actually price match, them and get the same price of like,
Oh cool.
whatever. So I did that and then it came like a couple days later, as opposed to if I got it from Barnes and Noble, I would have $5 or $6 for shipping, and then I would also have to wait for like 2 weeks or something, before I got it. So it was better to get it from Amazon that way, but I really, really enjoyed that. Getting that. Next is A Matter of Life and Death, which I got from eBay, and I can't wait to watch this. I don't really know much about it except well, I do know that it's about a guy who dies prematurely, I guess, or whatever.
Hmm.
And he gets to like kind of argue in court why. The reason I got it, John, is because I think we talked about it on Defending Your Life when we did that for Criterion Watch. I think I heard about this through the special features. They mentioned this movie as sort of an inspiration to Defending Your Life,
Yeah, that
which is
makes
Oh,
sense.
okay.
I've heard of it. I've never seen it, but I've heard it's good.
basically it's the guy has to defend why he should be allowed to go back
Mhm.
in his body and on Earth, and stuff, and to like a court of angels, basically, so sounds really good. I want to check it
Okay.
out. And last but definitely not least, because I just watched it, I actually really liked it, and it reminded me a lot of that movie Francis Ha, that we
Mm.
watched. May have been an inspiration to Greta Gerwig and them, but it is a little movie called Girlfriends.
Oh yeah,
Note of it.
Basically, you know of it, yeah. It's
me too.
basically it's about a girl who's a photographer who ends up uh she lives like a lonely life. She doesn't really let people in, and but she wants to have friends. She tries with the roommate, but it doesn't work out because she just doesn't want. She's kind of like Paul. She just wants to be alone a lot of times, and everything. So Paul could probably relate a lot,
Hmm.
but she gets into a relationship with Christopher Guest of all people, and things, she ends up kind of changing a lot of her ideas, and it kind of changes her photography and her life, and stuff. It's a very sweet, like, kind of, I call it like a coming of, older age life. It's like supposed, coming of age is usually when you're a teen, not when you're in your 30s, or whatever, or I think it was 30s. But yeah, it was a wonderful movie, and I had a lot of fun watching that one. So, all right, I guess Paul's up.
Okay. Um, so I think the first thing I'm going to do is my group of either stinkers or possible stinkers. And First one is the dollar store one I got, and that is Lost Viking.
Okay.
I think either I own that or seen it, and maybe
Because,
I own it on
Vikings
DVD.
get lost every now and again. It's hard
There's
to
got to be
find.
at least one Lost Viking in the world.
Oh, yeah. Um, this next one actually could possibly be good. I've heard mixed things about it. It's one of those paranormal Korean films, and it's called Apartment 143.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I know that one. Yeah.
What's it? Apartment what?
143.
143. I haven't heard of it. No.
Um, and then the next three are definitely stinkers, and I can't wait to see them. Especially if we get, you know, blue cheese back up and running.
Hmm.
Starting with Sky Sharks.
Sky
Ooh,
Sharks.
I
I know
love
you
Sky
wanted to do
Sharks.
that before too, right? And it just didn't work out. But
Right,
so
right, right.
Blue Cheese would be a perfect place for that. I mean, either that or Indie Film Cafe.
Next one is one I've had for a long time. I actually had this in VHS, if you can believe that, back in the day. But finally, it's out in Blu Ray, and I'm so pleased. And it's Yeti.
Oh my
Nice.
God. So I own that, but what you have to find is the Commander USA episode of Yeti, it's Giant of the 20th century,
Right,
right?
right. Giant of the 20th
It
century.
is that circuit, like how Mystery Science Theater wanted you to share all their tapes. I recorded it on VHS. I made up a whole box and everything for it. It is one of the greatest things I've ever watched. And it's circulated through all my friends. Everybody wanted to borrow this because we all got like shit faced and you know, we're eating pizza during it. And it is literally one of the greatest episodes of television I have ever watched.
And that's the
Commander
perfect
USA.
movie for that because it is so bonkers and weird.
It's King Kong, like the 1970s King Kong, but with a Yeti, and it's amazing. And
Yeti.
Commander USA is on YouTube, but not that episode.
And when I say Yeti, it's really a guy in a fur coat and a beard.
He looks like Rick Rubin, the
It's
guy,
so
the
funny.
music producer. So
Oh my
yeah,
God,
it's
that's
it's
Right.
an
hilarious.
awesome movie.
And then the last of the definite stinkers group, you guys will probably both like this one, I'm sure. Man Killers.
Man killers.
Yep,
I think I know it.
yep. Chicks with guns blowing shit up.
Sounds
I'm
good to
glad they're
me.
chicks with guns and not something else.
Right.
That's a whole different movie.
It's a whole different kind of gun.
Yeah. Ooh.
Okay, so the next five, I did manage to get one 4K, and I managed to get it for like $5. So it was in Norfolk at the book exchange,
Oh wow.
and it's a movie I liked. Can't say I loved it, but I'm willing to give it another shot since I saw it in the theater, and since it was 4K and cheap, I thought I'd get it. Plus, it's Nicolas Cage, and it is Adaption.
Oh,
Oh, love
adaptation.
adaptation. Yeah, that's one of my favorite Nick Cage
Wow,
movies.
I
I
can't
love
believe
that
you got
film.
that for 5 and I spent like 20 on it. You
Five
know.
bucks, I know, crazy.
Yeah.
That's why I couldn't pass it up.
Yeah. No,
I went to the screenwriting seminar that he went to in
Robert
that
McKee.
movie. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Oh,
went to
okay,
that, and that's where I met Tim Thomerson.
Nice.
Yeah,
Wait, he was learning from Robert McKee too?
he was standing outside talking to people, and I'm like, oh my God, that's Tim Thomerson. And I immediately,
weren't you lucky?
Did you
yeah, I
get a
don't think
picture
he,
with him?
I didn't. It wasn't one of those things. It was really before cell phones. I think I had like an egg phone.
It was probably like you would have had to have those like what were those rolling, was it flash phones or not flash cameras, like the little like waterproof cameras that
Speaking
they
of which, I got a new phone, and it works.
I know, but
Yay, new phone.
it's funny that you get a new phone, but like you still probably don't like it. You know, you
It's
hate
all
your
right.
phone.
It actually works.
New phones are difficult. They are. I'm still learning mine, and I've had that thing for like 2 months.
All right. Um, the next one is one that we've already actually done, and it's a Criterion. We did it for Criterion Watch, and that is To Die For.
Good movie.
It's a great movie.
Love that film.
It was a lot of fun. It was fun when we reviewed it, and so I guess people know that's going to be the season, well, the season finale. But it doesn't really matter because the season continues in January, so it's not
Mhm.
like we're taking much of a break from that because we got some stuff to get done.
And speaking of sneak peeks, that's why you watch this haul stuff so you can get little previews.
Mhm.
Um, what I'm most likely going to do on the next Forgotten Horror Classics is a very weird folk horror movie from Belarus that is really one of the most creative things I've seen in a long time, and it's called November.
Nice.
Very, very cool. I highly recommend it.
Do you think Joe Lynn will like that?
Hmm. Very
Uh,
much.
she
Very
seems
much.
to be your co-host for that.
For this season, seems to be.
Yeah.
I showed it to my roommate, and they really liked it too.
Cool.
Um,
I like
Next,
your roommate.
yeah, they're pretty good.
Yeah.
Next, I have a movie that I loved. I don't remember if you guys liked it or not, but I thought it was absolutely fantastic. Probably one of my favorite movies of the year, and it's Mad Max Furiosa.
Nice.
I'll have to buy that eventually. Yeah.
I gotta
Love it,
get the
love it.
4K for that at some point because even though I'm not a huge, those kind of things, I'll still want to own them, and they look
Oh,
beautiful.
shocker. Jonathan doesn't like something. Shocker.
I'm, I get
And
bored after
that's
a
going to
while
look
for those
great
kind of
in
things.
4K too.
Yeah.
So, and speaking of which, I'd love to get this in 4K, but I didn't. I just got it in Blu Ray, but it's probably the one that I like best of all for this past year, and that is Long Legs.
Love long
Yes.
legs. I got into Joe Lujan just had a Thanksgiving party, and I had to argue with everybody there that Long Legs was a good movie.
Oh,
Everybody found
God,
it
please.
boring, stupid. It didn't make sense. Why were there orbs? It's like it's just like no, you don't understand. So it was me against like six people, and it was like there was no way of winning. You
I'd have
know.
backed you up there, Mr. Ward. I loved it.
That reminds me, like I see these videos now. I don't know why my feed shows it, but there's these like political videos where there would be like one guy fighting like 20 of a different type of like there might be like one
Oh
conservative
yeah, like
fighting
Ben
different.
Shapiro does them. Charlie Kirk does
Yeah,
them.
Charlie
Yeah,
Kirk.
Candace
Yeah, I
Owen
think
has done
that's who
them.
I saw
Yeah,
on it,
come
and
on
I
the
was
blue
like,
sky with us, Mr. Ward. There's no fighting going on there. It's all good.
No, I don't want to go to Blue Sky. No.
no, he doesn't like it because it's just all of a sudden like it's just one turns into one, just like one leaves
I
one to start another, kind of thing.
I
I get
just
it.
got back on Instagram, so
Ah, yes, you did. I love it. I love that you're on Instagram now. That's awesome. You know, I love when all my friends are on the
You're
different social
taking the
media.
grumpy old man to a new level.
Yes, new people can see your grumpiness.
well, I
All
was
right.
told by Chris Ivan, he's like, "Why are stop being an old man? Get onto Instagram." So it's like I was on Instagram, but that's what caused me losing my Facebook account.
That almost
It's
kind
like,
of rhymed.
Mm,
well, I'm a
Yeah.
poet and didn't even know it.
there you go. Well, that's it for my 10. So, John Ward, you're
Don,
next.
you're up.
All righty. So our first one is a big one, and I just got this the other day in the mail from a certain Cliff Macmillan.
Yay.
So this is the film that I worked on with the special features. This is
Oh.
the Arrow Trick or Treat.
Trick or Treat
And
was really good. I don't know if Paul saw it or not, but
Mm.
that was really good for an
No,
it's
I
a good
anthology
haven't.
film.
film.
It's very good. The problem is, as Cliff pointed this out, is one, it's British. It's so because it's from Arrow UK
Hmm.
and it's 4K. So I can't watch it. So my interview of, and I'm gonna say his last name wrong, Patrick Tato Polos, who was he did the werewolf head in the
Huh.
episode of Werewolves, which is the same werewolf head that was in Underworld. And if you look his name up, this guy's worked on like 100 movies. This guy's like famous.
He's brought his
And
werewolf head to all these movies.
yeah, they just keep recycling it. And I got to play around with it, and he showed it on camera and how it worked and how it moved.
So
And
it was like the Red Riding Hood scenes with the werewolves, like the werewolf.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool.
So it's like a
And
Wilhelm scream, except it's a werewolf head.
yes, that it's in a lot of these. And he directed Underworld Rise of the Lycans,
Mm.
and he's directed a bunch of
Oh,
stuff.
I know that guy. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
And
along with being an effects artist. And we shot the interview with Tom Devlin over at Tom Devlin's Monster Museum. So I just got this, and it's a 4K Ultra HD Blu Ray. And I
Sounds
just got
like you
like
need
a
to get yourself an all regions player then.
Mr. Cliff said that next time we see each other, he has a spare, so I'm gonna get his. So if
Okay.
I don't have one by then, but it's a full. I mean, it's got
You need to upgrade to
damn,
4K at some point. At some point, you know.
yeah.
I know
Because it'll play all your
I mean,
Blu-rays too, so you might as well.
yeah.
The
yeah,
problem is you got to get the TV with it.
Yeah, you know, yeah.
yeah, which I don't have.
Which
So
is
I
going
mean,
to be
it's
bad when they upgrade it to like 4 or 20K or
But
something,
the good thing though is if you get a really good TV, it's going to upscale all your movies, including your just regular DVDs, so they're all going to look better.
yeah, I know. I just can't afford it right now, but
Yeah, I hear you.
but it comes with like a whole bunch of like postcards in it. It's got a ton of these. Um, it's got like it looks like a poster. It's got a booklet.
nice.
Yeah, I'd be
So
one to check that out.
yeah, it looks really good, and it's the first paid project that I've done. So I guess I'm now legit.
Yay.
So maybe
Yeah,
maybe Cliff will get you on more, doing more of those.
yeah. That's because that the director, the Patrick, he lives out here in Vegas, so that's
Okay,
why
so
they
if there's
contacted
another,
me.
yeah, so if there's another Vegas person, maybe, you
Yeah,
know, if
so
Neil
that's
Brain becomes an Arrow, person,
Trick
you
or
could go
treat too,
interview him.
baby.
maybe. This is another argument that I had over at Joe's house for Thanksgiving, as everybody said it sucked, and that part three was okay. They don't understand the hype. And to me, this is the best one out of the three, and that is Terrifier 2.
I like Terrifier 2 the best, probably. Yeah, I think I'd do 2, 3, 1. You know,
Yeah.
that would be my thing. But I really
Only
liked
ever
the
seen the
third one.
first one.
First one
I
was great. It
yeah,
was like all of them are great. So I mean,
yeah. I mean, it's they've already, I mean, part four comes out in 2026. They're gonna make it next year. So but I have a thing where of course I got the Funko Pop signed by the director, the actress, and Art the Clown. So I'm a huge fan. But I have a thing where you could base trilogies off of the original Star Wars movies. So if Star Wars is good, Empire is great, Jedi is okay. Mad Max is good, Road Warrior is great, Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome is okay. You could do this, and for some Spider-Man, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man is good, Spider-Man 2 is great, Spider-Man 3 is okay.
well, no, no, no. Spider-Man 3 sucked.
And I
It
was
was
about to
terrible.
say, Return of the Jedi is terrible.
But
Yeah,
a lot of people will disagree with that. But with Terrifier 1 is good, Terrifier 2 is great, and Terrifier 3 was okay, it was good, but it wasn't great. So,
I don't know. I
um,
liked it better than one. So you know,
oh, I
What
love them
about
all,
what
but
about what do you call it? Godfather. Godfather one was good, very very good, great. Godfather two was even greater, and then Godfather three was kind of meh.
yeah,
was
it was
good.
okay.
It's yeah.
It was
So
okay.
yeah, it was okay. So Godfather 1 good, Godfather 2 great, Godfather 3 okay. See, it follows that structure.
Uh, Let me see if I can find another one. There's got to be. I mean, well, because that only goes for trilogies, right?
It
So
has to be a
far,
trilogy. So like you
because
can't do Indiana Jones. You
you
can't do
can't
that.
do Scream. You can't do
No.
definitely can't do Saw.
Can't do all the.
I mean,
Uh,
if you want to say
yeah, you
the
could. Well,
original
if they
Wes
made a
Craven
third,
Scream movies, I guess you could say Saw was good, Saw 2 was great, and Saw 3 was okay.
or the original Scream movies, Saw, Scream 1 was good. Scream 2 was better.
Scream 2, I would say, is better than Scream 1,
I
in
don't
my
agree
opinion.
with that. I don't agree with that.
I don't agree with that either. I think they all sucked.
Uh,
Wow. Okay, moving on.
Awful.
Um, I included this in here because I have a bootleg. I have the work print version of it, which is absolutely hilarious. So I had to buy the Blu Ray when it came out. And that is Grizzly 2
Yep,
Revenge.
yes, it's on my thing. I was going to save that for next time.
yeah, well, there you go. Hold it up so I can like be sad.
Okay, hang
If
on.
you
I got.
have it, I can
Yep,
put
I
that as
got it.
my thing for this thing. All right.
This is my next group.
Next haul. Even though it's not part of this haul, you can still
Yeah.
share it.
I was
That's
unprepared.
okay.
Sorry.
Pictures and trailers have things that are never in the movie. So or video.
Yeah, you did that once before too, where you grabbed
Uh,
something that
of
wasn't in
course, it's
your
the very
haul.
last one
Yeah.
But
at the bottom.
that you had.
There we go.
Okay, enough of that shit. All right, moving
So
on.
they're because they're Charlie Sheen, George Clooney, and Laura Dern. They're all in the same scene. They all die at the
Yep.
same time. But it also has like Louise Fletcher is in it.
Yep.
Nice.
It is the
It has
worst bear movie ever.
John Rhys Davies. I mean, this thing has got like people in it. Like, what the hell?
I know,
And
and they all want you to forget that they were in it.
well,
It's
my
kind of like
work print, they use a puppet. So there's a puppet of a bear going around killing
Yes,
people
it's
because I
wonderful.
guess that they would just replace it with the bear. This, I guess that they use stock footage of a bear.
this
I,
sounds like
so
Santa Sleigh, where
We're
they
we're
have all
gonna
the.
do it on Indie Film Cafe. It's on my list. I had to wait till I got it on Blu-ray though,
yeah, it's definitely one to own. So it is
because
hilarious.
for a long time you could not get it.
No, you could only find that work print, and
Hmm.
normally it would end up on like bootleg sites. That's where I
Exactly.
downloaded it from. Kind of like the remake of Night of the Living Dead, the Tom Savini one. You could only find the uncut version as a bootleg,
Hmm.
because it's the work print. But now, speaking of movies that you have to own, and if you don't own this, I'm very sad. I'm sorry. I'm very sad for you.
Oh.
Uh,
Oh God, Xanadu.
Yeah, I don't own it.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
I'm okay.
I am very sad for both of you.
I'm okay.
no. I
Brooks
actually
Davis
watched
and
it.
I love this
Is this
movie.
a musical?
Yes, and I
Then
actually watched it on HBO years ago when it came out then. And the only reason I watched it is because I kind of had a thing for Olivia Newton-John for a little while.
over.
She's very hot in this, and
Oh
it's
yeah.
produced by Joel Silver and has the music from ELO. So it's Gene Kelly. It's one of his last movies,
Mm,
and it
That's
also
pretty
has Michael
bad.
Beck from Megaforce that I
Pretty
love.
bad.
the
So
Warriors. I know him from the Warriors. Michael Beck.
I know him
And,
from Megaforce.
and it bombed, man. It's definitely a knockbuster.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's. I
it's
think it was on my list of things like eventually. So if I do it, I know to bring. If I do Hollywood knockbusters with it, I
Pretty
know to
sure
bring
Siskel
John
and
Ward
Ebert
on.
hated it.
yeah.
Um, yeah,
I this film is great. So now we have a movie with an actor. I like him as an actor, but I don't like him as a person. So Jonathan probably knows who I'm referring to because I've said that a few times when we've done movies that are with him or produced by him. That's I, Robot with Will Smith. Like him as
Mm,
an actor, don't like him as a person.
I don't really like him as either.
Well, and this is directed, but it's from the director of The Crow and Dark City. So
yeah. Alex
it's
Proyas did it.
That's the only Alex Proyas movie I think that I've not seen.
Yeah, no
it,
interest in.
it's not bad. It's but um, and then I went on like a sword and sandals thing, so I got Immortals.
Nice. I think I have that somewhere or so.
Yeah, you can also get it in 3D, but I got the 2D. I don't because it was converted, wasn't actually made in 3D.
Yeah, I
So,
don't. I don't like that. I think it's stupid. Um, I
but it's
remember
young
when
Henry
Thor.
Cavill though.
I
Yeah.
remember when Thor was because I was at the I worked at a theater for like a month and for Movie Tavern when Thor was out and people are complaining that the 3D glasses weren't working and I was like thinking they made that movie in 3D? No, they did not make it in 3D. They converted it into 3D and it makes no
Yeah,
sense.
they
No.
did that for a lot of films, Clash of
And
the Titans and stuff
I
like that.
just want to I just want to clarify one of the main reasons I didn't like or I don't like Will Smith is because he was the next Julia Roberts where he got super saturated and Hollywood just threw him into every single production and I was so sick of seeing his face. Same thing with Julia Roberts, whether she was good for the role or not, they
That
threw her into
happens all the
everything.
time. I mean, Jennifer Lawrence at one point was on in everything, and Kevin Hart was in everything, and I mean, there's
Not anymore.
well, pretty soon they're all not going to be like a lot of them aren't going to be because once that list comes out, who knows what's going to happen, you
I'm
know.
not on it.
Which one? There's how many lists are now coming out?
Well, the Diddy
We
list,
got the
but
Island
Well,
list, the
we're
Diddy
all waiting for
list.
my list, my stinker list. That's what everyone's really waiting for.
That's what will bring down Hollywood.
uh
And then we have Ex Machina or
Oh
Ex. How do
yeah,
you say it? Ex
Ex
Machina? Did I
Machina.
say that
I've
right? Yeah.
I've got that on 4K. It's beautiful. Love it.
Yeah, very cool.
So I'm a little iffy on Alex Garland, but I like his stuff,
Well,
but
you
he's
we sort of had a thing about Civil War. You know, it was okay.
I still
It
got to see it.
yeah. I mean, Civil War was good. I liked it, but he's a little to the left, to the left, to the left for
Yeah,
me.
I heard he's very
yeah,
messagey.
Yeah.
yeah. He's got an agenda,
Yes.
and we're gonna know it.
Um, and oh, he's yeah, because he's gonna tell it.
Yeah.
I picked this one up because it's part of the horror pack. So when I find these type of things, I pick them up, even if I don't know the movie. But that's the Witching Season.
Oh, I've heard of it. I've never seen it.
I've heard of it too.
Yeah, it looks like it's an anthology. It's got like a
Hmm.
bunch of stories on the back here.
Cool.
So,
I like
and
anthologies.
Me too. They
yeah,
don't get as much love as they should.
Well, it's because, okay, so I'll tell you what. I was talking at one point to Jim Wynorski, right, about stuff or whatever. We were just chatting. And I think it was when I was interviewing him. And I was talking, it was before, but I was before we actually like went into the interview process and stuff. And he was talking to me about how apparently Hollywood or even some like low budget independent distributors don't want to put out anthology series. And so making anthology series sometimes, I mean, that was like a bunch of years ago. So that was like, I think that was even before Paul, you and I have even
It's
met.
a shame
So
because that's the traditional way you break into the film industry is you make short films.
yeah, short films. So I think it's changed now because the advent of filmmaking and the avenues that we can have, because if you look at Tubi, there's a lot of anthologies on Tubi and
Hmm.
stuff.
I
So
think it's easier to get it onto there because like Cliff was telling me how Walmart won't buy anthologies.
okay, so Tubi just accepts them.
I
Yeah.
think Tubi will accept anything,
But I mean, the
pretty
thing is,
much.
it's just like short stories versus novels. I mean, for a long time, it was always, oh, it's if it's not a novel, then it's not worth reading. Well, that's BS because some stories are better told in a short form, and the same thing with a lot of these films. They're better when they're short, and they get worse if you pad them out.
Hmm.
Yeah. So this is number 87. So I guess there's 86 other
You
ones
gotta
of
buy
these.
86 of them now.
I
Get that
guess so.
OTD. Like,
And now we're going from indie films to Hollywood, and this is one that Jonathan, you probably own this. I wouldn't be surprised, but Premium Rush.
I don't, I don't think I own it. I
Never heard of
know
it.
of it. I've seen that cover and everything. I just don't think I own it yet.
It's
Michael
good.
Shannon, I see in the corner.
Yeah, he's the bad guy.
Oh, really? Him, a bad guy?
Yeah, never. But it's David Koch or Kep, however you say his name. I think it's Koch.
David Kep.
Kep. So
Yeah,
yeah, he was one of the writers and he directed it. So
nice.
it's very stylized, all about a message biker or biker messenger. So I liked it quite a bit. So
Cool.
and then my last one is a TV show. Found this at Walmart, and that's Westworld.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah.
Classic.
So
Is
I have
the
not. I think
the
I've
HBO
seen one
one?
episode. Yeah,
Yeah,
Is
the
it
first two seasons were really good. After that, it kind of went a little nuts.
yeah. I
well,
watched one episode and I went, "Yeah, this ain't the movies," and so I kind of
Mm-mm.
turned it off. So I'll have to rewatch it now that I. This is season one. So
so do you want to own it just to have it, like, or whatever, or did you like,
I
you know?
like the two movies. I'm a huge fan of Westworld and Future World. I like Michael Crichton. So I figured I would give this a chance since I mean, it's got like its booklet and everything. I think I picked up a few others, like Yellowstone was in there, and I think somebody probably died, like a dad died or something, and
Oh,
the family probably just brought all of his stuff to Goodwill because it was all these TV
what
shows
if
that
what if one of them was like the last thing he held in his hands before he died?
Sweet.
well, then I'd be possessed.
And they had to pry it off his cold, dead fingers.
That's why there's finger marks right here.
Mine!
I'm taking it into the afterlife.
Can't take it with you.
Yeah,
All right, and that's my
he
last
gets
one.
mad. He goes mad because he wasn't buried with it.
Yeah,
There's the movie right there, a
Westworld was his
short
favorite
film.
show.
All right. Well, I want to thank everybody. This is our this is our last haul video of the year, which is crazy. Join us next year, 2025, where we're gonna be doing it for Indie Film Cafe. So this will not be for Blu-ray Hunter. Blu-ray Hunter, I don't know if John and I are still gonna do the thing where we do like every other month. We've talked about it, but we're not even sure yet. So you may just be seeing me do haul videos, and he's gonna do his own haul videos for his thing, Dark Park Films. So
Yeah, we'll see how it works out. I plan on moving. My lease is up in a couple months, so I'm starting to box everything up. So
Ah,
at some point, we may be doing a video where all of this is empty. So I won't have
wow,
movies to grab to make videos with because they'll all be in boxes.
that's
would
gonna
it
be
be
a
all right?
weird.
Because I know Vegas has really gone up in expense as far as finding places to live.
Oh, I have to keep going down. I originally when I moved out here, I was in a nice place, and then I had to go down a little bit, down a little bit, down a little bit. So I'm probably gonna have to do the same thing here.
Hmm.
So
Sorry about that.
Pretty soon you'll be living in a van down by the river. But apparently you can't live in an RV. You can't go get an RV in California soon. In a few
oh,
weeks.
because people
They're
are living in them.
no, well, they're banning them. California, New York, and a few other places.
That's stupid.
No, it's all because they take too much gas and they don't want to use all that gas. They're trying to get everybody to
Well, they
go
do take a
electric.
boatload of
I
gas.
know, but they're trying to get everybody to go local.
And this is the bullshit that got the guy elected. So, this is the shit that makes people go and vote for the guy they may not necessarily want to vote for, but they're certainly not going to vote for the person who says you can't have an RV.
Yep. So, yep, and he's up for re-election in 2028. So, he's trying to
Well,
run.
no,
So,
this would
yeah.
be his second term.
That
Who
doesn't
are we
That's
matter.
referring to Trump?
no, I'm talking about Governor Newsom.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. He's probably going to run,
No, he's
but
running. He's running again in 2028. So he's already in the process of running and getting, his
where
campaign
you're saying
going.
again, but he never ran to begin with.
Yeah, he did. He's already governor.
Wait, no, I'm
Yeah.
talking president, not
I'm not
governor.
talking about president. He's not running for president.
He will be running for president.
No, he's running for governor again. He's going for governor again. That's what the whole
When
yeah,
Trump is done, he's running for president.
I don't think so. I think I read
Yeah,
that he was going for governor because
nobody's going to vote for him.
yeah, that's because he's trying to go for another term, whatever. Anyway, if that's true or not, I don't care. Like if he's running for president, that's definitely not
I'm
happening.
not voting for either one, so it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
So
But you guys don't even live in California.
Nope.
I want to live in California, but yeah, I don't want him there.
Dude,
You know.
California is so flippin' crazy expensive. It doesn't matter who's
I
governor.
know,
It's
but
gonna
I want a
suck.
governor who like fixes that. You
Yeah,
know.
good luck.
Then you need a conservative governor in there.
They've
Can
had
we get
them. That
Arnold? Can
didn't
we
help
get
either.
Schwarzenegger back, please? Like, I'd rather have him there. Get, give me Sylvester Stallone.
I'll be back.
I'm kidding.
Hey,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I would vote for Stallone.
I'm kidding though, because everybody hates him
Not
now.
me.
It's just
I'd
funny.
rather
I
have
don't. I love
Schwarzenegger.
Stallone.
No. Um, it's so funny. I heard all the stuff about Stallone, and then I go to YouTube, and the first thing that pops up is freaking Tulsa King. And I'm like,
Guys are
well,
making me eat my candy bar.
all right, everybody.
Well,
Thank.
I'll say this and then we can leave. The left drove him to the right,
Uh,
so that's what happened. So,
I
which is
don't know.
100% true because they tried to cancel him, and he was like, "Screw you! I'm now going to go support Trump."
All right. Well, all right, everybody. Hope you guys enjoyed this podcast video with Paul, John, and myself. We had a blast chatting about this. But join us next year on the Indie Film Cafe podcast, where we'll be showing off the 5 Blu-rays and 20 DVDs. That's
And
what we've
arguing
been
over
doing.
politics.
Apparently so. That's never happened. This is like the first time we've never brought up this up. That was kind of my fault.
A
So
strange
I
new
started
world
shit.
now, kids.
I know, like it's all because of this election. I guess that it's like
And it makes sense. John Ward bought election, so that's what happened.
John Moody bought election, not John
Hmm.
Ward. You know,
Sorry, John Moody.
yeah, one of the Johns bought election. I did. I'll blame myself for all of this.
The movie election. Okay. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I didn't buy the election.
To say maybe you
That's
got
how
some
it's,
money.
that's how it sounds like I rigged it or something, or whatever. I bought it, with all the bots,
Gonna
you
say, if you're
know.
gonna spend that kind of money, you might as well be getting us new movie deals with all kinds of
If I have that
stuff.
kind of money, I would not be spending it on that. I'd be spending it on making a movie studio, and podcast studio, and we can have the whole big thing be bigger than the place we're at Fort Monroe, you know. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you stayed to the end, thanks. And hope you guys enjoyed it. Until then, everybody, have a good one. Bye.